What is going on, everybody? My name is Shears, and today I'm going to bring you something that I've never done before, but I am really excited about, which is I learned how to speedrun Super Mario 64 in 1 week. I did have a little bit of prior knowledge on some of the tricks in this run from years and years ago, but it really wasn't that much, and I think it pretty much didn't impact how I play in this run at all. Really, the whole point of this video and the future videos that I do on it for other games is to show that you really don't have to sink that much time into learning a speedrun to enjoy doing a speedrun. A lot of people that I know kind of psych themselves out of even attempting to learn a speedrun because they're just like, well, I'll never be a world record holder, or I don't have that much time to do it. It's too much to learn and I'm too busy, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, though, I really don't think it takes that much time to learn a speedrun, especially if you're just trying to do it more casually and more for fun, which at the end of the day is what speedruns should be. They are still video games after all. That being said, I don't want to keep this intro too long. After this, I'm going to be showing you the run that I recorded with live commentary. But after that, I'm going to be going to a breakdown where I review certain aspects of the game and my opinion on them. And remember, all of these opinions are going to be directed at how the game feels for a new runner, not a veteran. So obviously it's going to differ from what a lot of people would say. That being said though, guys, I really hope you enjoy the video. If you want to see more of this stuff, please leave a like and let's get right into it. All right, getting into it for the actual run portion of the video. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to start the timer as soon as we reset the game, so you'll see even during the main menu and the opening cutscene, the timer is going to be going. That's pretty standard for Super Mario 64. You're not really supposed to do it from like the title screen or anything. And basically, I'm going to be trying to explain all the tricks as I'm doing them, but there is one trick at the very beginning that I will have to be a little bit quiet for because it's super hard. I almost didn't do it for this video, but I did learn it in a week, so I figured I might as well put it in this video since this series is going to be, you know, all about what you can feasibly learn in a week's time. To be honest with you, I only learned it in a day, but so we're going to try and go for a Lacto skip. I missed it because I am garbage, but that's okay. Basically, if you land on the far left of that little pillar thing, the bridge, then you get to skip talking to that Lakitu right there. But so basically what we're going to do is we're going to do the LBLJ. So we're going to go through that door. We're going to miss getting up right there. Going to get into this little alcove and... Okay. I think I messed it up. Oh, I got it. Yes, let's go. I got it first try. That was actually awesome. All right, so basically what we did right there, I'll try and break it down a little bit. Probably like, I will break down a lot of the harder tricks after the video as well, but basically we caught on the, oops. Okay, I'm chugging. I was so excited about getting that trick that I am now messing up the actual Dark World. But basically you caught on the end of that, or the underside of that staircase thing, and you gain a lot of backwards speed, and you can use it to clip into the first boss stage a little bit early. So we are going to be going a little bit slower than most people because we are still new to the run and it's hard and this level is scary. Oh, but we're just gonna grab that last red coin right there over the pillar. We're gonna accidentally run into this Goomba right here, which is a little unfortunate. No, I almost jumped right off the cliff. Alright, we're gonna grab this star for our first star of the run. It's pretty awesome. And then we go straight into the boss fight. So basically, the reason you do that beginning trick is actually because you can't get into this guy's, Bowser, you can't get into his boss fight unless you have 8 stars. Like, you can't get into the entire level unless you have 8 stars. Alright, we're gonna just, yeah, nice. So you do that to essentially clip through the door and skip to this, which is pretty sick. I will be linking all of the, like, basically the resources I use to learn different parts of this run in the description, so look out for that if you are curious. Yeah, so we're gonna go back in here. This is something that I really like, but it's kind of not a big deal. You go back into that door, or not the door, the stage, so that you can click exit course, and it gets you back into the lobby faster. And I also don't think you can go back through that door. Oh, I bumped. So Womp's Fortress, which is the level we're going into now, is full of pretty neat tricks. Okay, cool. Thank you, Mario. So we're gonna start off with Cannonless. No, we're not gonna start off with Cannonless. We're gonna start off with Wild Blue. This is not a trick. This is just the star. That's a nice backup for Cannonless if you mess it up in a stupid way like I just did. We're actually gonna get one more star here than what most people do because we could not learn Pillarless within the allotted time for the video, so it's a little unfortunate, but hey man, that trick's hard. Alright, so this is Cannonless. I think I got it. Nice. Okay. So basically all that is you hit a little tiny pixel of the star that's poking through that wall right there, and you can grab the star. I know most people who end up watching this video will know pretty much the gist, like the breakdown of these tricks. But just in case people don't, I figured I want to try my best to break it down for them. All right, we're gonna be going for Owless here. I messed it up. Oh, I did mess it up still, but I saved what I thought I meant. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I think I got that. Nice. All right, so we're gonna be getting one more star here because we're gonna have 5 stars before going to the basement. I also don't have my splits up beside me, so that I can just have the little timer right there in the bottom right. But that's okay. I do remember the run. Enough, at least. And if I mess it up, I will re-record. But that was actually a crazy beginning. I did not expect to get first try LBLJ. So we're trying to position... Okay, cool. We're trying to position where this star is, just to kind of optimize. So we should be right over top of it. Aw, we're a little bit to the left. Unfortunate. That was a pretty slow fight anyway, so I don't think it actually saved any time regardless. But, that being said, we are done with Womp's Fortress. Okay, I'm slow as hell, but that's okay. Castle movement is something that is pretty hard to do well, but I am better than I was when I started, and that's all we care about, right? But yeah, the reason I wanted to make these videos is pretty much just because I know a lot of people who say, like, oh, well, I would speedrun that game if the, you know, if the category wasn't so, like, done, if that makes sense. Like, if it wasn't so... I'm actually not sure what I'm trying to say here. If it wasn't ran into the ground, essentially, but, like, without those words. No! Alright, that's fine. Basically, what we were trying to do there is we were trying to land on the bird. Or land on the Shy Guy, rather, so we can get the bird. But that's okay. We'll just skip it. Go right here. Okay, and then we'll fall off, land in the sand again, and just chug gargantuan amounts of ass. Alright, we're gonna hit the bird there. And just grab the star. Okay, we're gonna miss the star, actually. So we end up getting 2 stars here, I think. Yeah, I believe it's 2. And then we get an extra one. Wait. No, we already got the extra one. My bad. I'm sorry. There was actually a faster way we could have gone for this, but it's okay. I died. That's okay, that's okay. There are gonna be, you know, times when you die in speedruns when you're new, and that's okay. Because like I was saying, I completely forgot about the thing that I was saying, but... Ooh, that was a much... that was a much nicer, like, initial setup. So right now we're walking, or we're jump kicking up a slope, which you would usually slide down, but you can do that to climb pretty much any slope in the game. And that's going to be it for SSL, Shifting Sandland. But yeah, so I just know a lot of people who just are like, well, I could never get world records, so I'm not going to run that. But speedrunning is so much more than world records. Like, I probably... Okay, well... I probably genuinely will never get a world record on any game. And that's okay, like... Okay, I just got hard baited. I'm sorry. But it's completely okay that I'm never gonna get a world record because I just like speedrunning games. And one of the reasons I'm making this series again is because a lot of the times I will learn a speedrun for about a week and then I'll just fall off of it because I really like the beginning portion of speedruns. We're gonna go for logless right here. If we mess it up, it's not really a big deal. And we messed it up. Okay, so now we're gonna go into the volcano because wait, I think we just chugged. I don't think we can do this anymore. Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. And we died. Oh, we didn't die. Nice. I don't really want to do it the right way, though, so we're just gonna be really slow about it. Go right here. Oh. That's okay, that's okay. It puts us back in the volcano, so even though that was a terrible, terrible death, we can just go back in here, do that. That was a lot easier than I made it look like, I promise. But that's okay. Oh. Alright, we're just gonna jump off from the top. We should land on that. I'm very sad. I'm so fucking sad. No! As I was saying, really not that hard. We're just gonna land on the elevator. Gonna long jump to the pole. Almost miss it, because why not? Oh, please! Alright, as much as I like the idea of gaming over at this part, let's just not do that. We haven't saved. That would be really upsetting to the start. Alright, we're just gonna jump off right here, just to be a little bit safer. Take it really slow. Miss the star, but we got it. Took way longer than it should have. I believe it took like 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Much longer than it should have, but that's okay. But we are gonna go back in the painting and grab Logless and Boil the Big Bully. But we are actually gonna do a different variation of. Well, actually, let's try it again. And we messed it up again, so we're gonna go Boil the Bully. But that's okay. I don't expect to get Logless. It is a hard... Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Alright, we're gonna just look for another way to get over there. We're gonna actually pick up this extra life just because, you know, I'm afraid. I can admit that. I'm an adult. There we go. There is nothing wrong with going for... Whoa. I almost... I wanted to do a jump dive right there, but I almost just died instead. By accidentally doing a jump kick. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with taking your time, getting some extra health, things like that, because, you know, when you're new to a run... Whoa, my camera just turned in a way that I really did not want it to, just to be honest with you, fellas. That's okay. We can heal pretty much to full right here, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna get pushed around by these assholes really quick. Alright. I believe I can make that all the way. Oh. Well, my depth perception let me down, but that is perfectly okay. Alright, once again, as I was saying, we're going to just do that, and now we can make it all the way. And that was much slower, especially since we died. That was much slower than Logless, but it's a lot safer, you know, and easier if you don't actively die on it. I don't know why I punched right there. Thank you, Mario. Alright, so we're going to go into Hazy Maze Cave next. And by the way, in the actual 16-star category, because that is what we're running today, I don't think I mentioned that. But in the actual 16-star category, my PB is 40 minutes because it took me over 10 minutes, I believe, to get the LBLJ trick that I got first try in this run. So for this trick, we're going to push against this wall and hold upright. We're going to fall right into the star. And that is a really cool way to do that star. I like it. I think it looks actually cooler than the faster way, but it's also just straight up easier, so that's why I do it. Because, once again, as hard as these tricks are, and it's... Toad? Okay. Just beat the shit out of Toad for a little while. It's, hard as some of the tricks are, and as hard as the run is in general, a lot of the tricks have, like, easy backups, or even just with a little bit of practice, you can get pretty consistently. I also put my camera the wrong way, so I'm going to have to do that a little bit slower, but that's okay. Alright, so we're going to go over here, do a little double jump action, miss the wall jump, so we just do a little quick backup right there. Then we grab this star. What you should do when you're grabbing stars like that is you should ground pound before you hit them, so you kind of teleport back into the ground. And it's a lot faster, but I just missed the ground pound button right there. It's okay, though. It really isn't that big of a deal. And for the last star... I keep doing that. For the last star that we're going to get here, it's going to be the boulder star. I'm sure anyone who played this as a kid knows exactly what I'm talking about. I almost died right there. That's okay. The boulders are random, so if they hit you, it's not really necessarily anything you're doing wrong. Thank you, wall. Could be, but they are random, so sometimes they can just hit you. So that is it for Hazy Maze Cave. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to obviously continue, don't save, because it is faster. Even though it looks like it's slower, but it is faster. So we're going to run over here, chase Mips, and we're going to do this safe way. Like, this is pretty much a guaranteed grab every time you do it. Just like that. There are faster ways to do it, but I miss them quite often. So I would just prefer to do it the safer way. And then you're going to go for a Mips clip, which basically is walking into this door, placing Mips, and then kind of jumping around. There's more consistent and easier ways. Not more consistent, but there are ways. Okay, so we missed our jump right there, but that's okay. There are ways to clip him through the door without doing that little jump thing. But it's slower, and it makes you have to, like, walk through the door. So I learned how to do the little jump method. It's kind of counterintuitive because it makes you... you basically hold towards where Mario is facing rather than where you want him to be walking. And it is weird to get used to. Because generally you'd think that you want to hold it, like, you know, towards where you want to go, but you genuinely want to hold the opposite to clip through the door right there. But anyway, so now we're in this water level, which on emulator, which is what I'm playing on, you will not receive a boatload of lag. Sorry for the pun. But on a Nintendo 64, you sure as hell will. So just know that before going in. You should learn some camera angles. But we are fine because we're on emulator. It is a separate category on the leaderboard if you want to play on emulator. But that's completely fine. Like, if you want to get into a run, you do not need a Nintendo 64. You can have one if you, like, already have one, you have the game and everything, and you want to do the speedrun like that. That's completely fine. I missed. That's fine. But just for the record, you do not need a Nintendo 64 to practice the speedrun. The emulator is completely fine and viable. Oh, that's a little upsetting. I missed my wall jump right there, but the movement on this level just looks so cool. And we're actually gonna... Oh, no. We're gonna get there just on time anyway, so we're completely fine. Oh, what? No! Alright, we're gonna do... Not that, actually. I'm terrified now. Alright. That was kind of scary. We wanted to go for a left side right there. I'll try and show a clip of what that looks like now in the video. But because we kind of messed it up, I decided to pull out of it because it was pretty scary. Alright. So I'm going to try and show like what makes this a little bit more consistent. I know it's a little bit scary. Oh, okay, darn. I know it's a little bit scary to fight this guy with low health, but to be honest, it's really not that big of a deal. You don't even need to spend that much. Like, that should hit the bomb just I'm afraid now? My whole world has been turned upside down. Alright. I thought he would hit it just from swinging him. That's why I didn't throw him initially, but that's okay. A little bit of time lost, but... Bowser? Basically, you don't have to spin him very hard at all to hit the bomb with the first throw. Or you could even do a thing most people do, is you throw him a little bit, and then go pick him up, and you throw him again just a little bit, and then he hits the bomb. Very consistent, very easy. All it takes is a little bit of practice, just like everything else in the run, so... Honestly, with a little bit of practice, I'm sure you can get it. But anyway, so we're gonna go back in, exit course again. We're gonna walk up these stairs and open this door with our newfound key. We're gonna go for this little clip right here. It's not hard, as I mess it up. And the camera is a little bit annoying, but once you know where you are, it's really not that big of a deal. So, to make this the most consistent, I found is you go into Mario Cam, and then you do camera C down, and then you do backwards long jumps. Once again, I will link to things that helped me know how to do this kind of stuff. But to be fair, I did know how to do this particular trick before I started making this video. So maybe I'm cheating a little bit, but as you can see, it's probably the thing that I'm the worst at in the run, so... All of the other stuff I didn't super know how to do. But this one I did know how to do. Alright, I'm gonna change the camera a little bit right there so that we stop getting that annoying thing in our face. Alright, we got it. Alright, we're finally in Bowser 3, Bowser in the Sky. And the main thing we're gonna do here is just try not to die. But we are gonna do this thing that we really don't have to do, but I really like what it looks like. There we go, we got it, nice. Alright. So, just as a general tip to anybody who wants to speedrun this game, I've never heard it said like this, but in a lot of these levels, most of the time you want to try to just make it look like a 2D platformer. Like, as you can see, like, my camera is always like a side view in these kind of levels, for the most part at least. And that's because it's just the easiest to know exactly where Mario's positioned at when it's this kind of camera. Alright, so we're gonna do a little bit of a jump dive off of that to grab this pole. You can still grab the pole if you miss the jump dive, you'll just have to do a little bit of a backup. We're gonna jump onto here, and this is one of our fastest Bowser 3s yet, so I'm pretty happy with this. Because obviously we were practicing it before the video, because we did have a whole week to learn the speedrun. Also, you don't want to jump right here until you can actually make it. I kind of messed that up. But you don't want to jump right there because the wind will push you back, and it's really annoying. So now we're fighting Rainbow Bowser, the final boss of the game. And you want to hit him 3 times. And honestly, you just practice throws for this part. It's really not that big of a deal. They are hard, so I probably will not hit them all first try. That is a hit, though. And you can do this a lot faster, but I just pick Bowser back up like that. And that might not be close enough either way. Yeah, it's not. It actually would have hit, but it was a little bit off to the right. Whoa! I died. Oh, I didn't die. Nice, nice, nice. That was almost unfortunate. Alright, so we're still going to go for this bomb. That should hit. Nice. Once again, just wrap around Bowser, do that. And this bomb is the one we want next. Oh, okay. Look, we only missed one throw. And the last star will show up directly in the center of the battlefield. I don't think I'm quite in the center, but I'm pretty close. Yeah, okay. All right, and we got a 25-30. That's going to do it for the run portion of the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed, because even though it probably will be cut a little bit on certain parts where I was, you know, chugging ass, I'm looking forward to, like, people realizing that I really only have speedrun this for a week, and I'm pretty proud of the time, so, like, I'm sure you could do it too. Anyway, let's get to the breakdown portion of the video. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about here for the breakdown portion of the video is the tricks of the run. So essentially, Super Mario 64 has a lot of tricks that are like not super in-depth clipping through walls, glitches, or anything like super high execution stuff, but it's just like a lot of like little things that you do back to back, so it adds up to be kind of a lot just because you have to do them so rapidly back together. The most famous example of this is Whomp's Fortress, which is, it's pretty much just two tricks back to back, but it's cannonless and owlless, and those two tricks by themselves are really not that annoying. Like, you practice it, you'll get it down pretty quickly. Like, right here, I'm doing cannonless, but it is pretty much the slowest example of what can be done. There's many, many other ways to do it faster, but I'm an afraid little child, so I will not be doing that. But yeah, and then obviously owlless, it's easy to miss, but and I feel overall less consistent than cannonless, but super fun trick, especially when you get it down. It feels incredibly nice to do fluently, especially when you do them both back to back. It makes you feel like a really good player, even though it's really not that difficult. As for the trick I was referring to in Lethal Lava Land, it's called logless, and essentially what you want to do is you want to it's better to do it very fluently, but I could not achieve that because it's kind of a hard trick. But you want to basically start on the left side of this platform right here, jump past the slope, and then get a triple jump into a wall kick off of that wall and hold straight back after you get the wall kick. So you're holding diagonal down, like down right, and then you hold straight down after you get the actual wall kick, and you should be able to grab that ledge right there and you know, chug ass like I do. Yeah, it is a very, very hard trick, so I don't do it in my runs really. I was going to try and do it for the video, but I failed it, so then I just ended up, well, you watched the video, I ended up doing the trick the way that I do it, which is not even a trick at that point, but the point is, this is a really cool trick. I like it a lot, I just can't do it. And on top of that, the other trick that I could not do, and I literally couldn't even get a clip of me doing it for this video, so I will probably throw it up right now. Look at it, whoa, from someone else's channel. You just burn your ass on this lava fall thing a couple of times, and you get up to this star, and I literally couldn't figure out how to do it. I'll have to look up a video for that. But I really don't think it's that necessary. Like, the star I did is just fine if you want to follow that route, but obviously it's not as fast as this one. But it's a lot easier, even though I don't make it look very easy in the video. Next thing I want to talk about, I'm just gonna call it the bird star. I don't know what to call it, but basically you want to get like a speed boost off of this slope at the beginning of this level, bounce off this Shy Guy's head and float into the bird, and it essentially allows you to spawn this star, and you can get it a little bit cleaner than that. You can pretty much jump right into it, but you know, I'm bad and new, which you will be too. So yeah, you can get it cleaner, and if you practice it, it'll be pretty easy because the star's really not that hard. The hardest part is consistently getting that like jump off of that slope right there and not losing all your speed so that you can actually get to the Shy Guy in time for you to make the jump. But yeah, it's a pretty cool trick. There's more things you can do in Shifting Sandland, but I am not good enough to do those things, so I'm not going. Last thing I want to talk about for the tricks portion is obviously the last BLJ on the endless staircase. So you really want to make sure you don't have a left angle doing this trick because, well, you can just clip right into Wet Dry World. It's a lot safer to either go straight on or angle yourself to the right. If you have a left angle, it sometimes isn't that big of a deal, but you can really fuck yourself over and straight up kill your runs if you if you mess this trick up in this particular way. So I would just be careful about that and try your best to avoid using a left angle. I do want to mention really quick before I go into the next part of the video that the LBLJ that I did at the beginning, I'll show it right now. This trick is not necessary for when you first start running. There's another category called LBLJ-less, or no LBLJ, I forget exactly the name. It has a slightly different route, and you don't have to do the LBLJ. It's a very hard trick. I followed a video tutorial on how to do it because I thought the trick was so cool that I just really, really wanted to put it in my video. So I figured out how to do it. It only took me a day, like a day or two. So it is hard, and it's very hard to do consistently. But if you think it's cool, I would recommend trying to learn it because honestly, it's not that bad if you actually have a little bit of time to sink into it. Speaking of those video tutorials, by the way, though, that leads me into the next part of the video that I want to talk about. It's accessibility for the speedrun. So a lot of games will suffer from not being accessible enough. Like, yeah, the speedrun will exist and you'll be able to watch video of the said run, but there's not really anyone actually telling you how to do the tricks, how to set things up, or even like why you're doing certain things. Like, a lot of people struggle with knowing the why, which I'm one of those people. I get that you can just mindlessly follow the path and whatever, but a lot of the times I like to know why I'm doing a particular thing, and I don't think a lot of communities really offer that type of deal. Discord obviously has helped a lot. You can join a lot of Discord to figure out a bunch of stuff when it comes to speedrunning, but I know a lot of people are introverts like myself, and they don't really feel like talking to people. For people like that, video guides are really helpful. Obviously, in the future, I will try to talk to more people while I'm making these videos so that the accessibility portion isn't just me being like, well, I didn't feel like talking to people, so it's not that accessible. Because a lot of communities, although they don't have a lot of video guides, they will have very, very helpful community members willing to pretty much tell you whatever you want to know. All this rambling aside, I want to talk about Drogi. This man is a god. I learned how to speed kick. I learned how to do LBLJ. I learned how to do the bird trick where you jump off the Shy Guy from him. Hell, even before I switched my route, I learned how to do the wall kick to a work star in like a more efficient way from Drogi. He's got a lot of video tutorials on how to do just like pretty much anything in SM64, and I would honestly super recommend checking it out. I will link to his channel in the description of this video. Super helpful, and it pretty much single-handedly made me able to learn the run, which was awesome. I didn't have to talk to anybody. With all that being said, though, I think it's about time that I give the categories that I want to rate their proper rating. So obviously, first up is the tricks, how hard they are to do and how fun they are, because a lot of games will have a lot of tricks, but they're not that fun and they're too hard. So I'm kind of grouping these ratings together because it's kind of like an average of like fun to difficulty ratio, you know what I mean? So the tricks, I'm going to give SM64 a 9, which the higher the better, obviously. The tricks aren't that hard, especially with a little bit of practice. Like, obviously, being consistent in everything is difficult, but they're so fun. Every single trick you do in this game, even like the minuscule ones, hell, even just basic movement is so fun to do in this game. Like, everything just makes you feel like a sick player. But then, like, you look at, like, a world record holder and you're like, wow, they're doing everything way cooler than me. I want to do that. So, I don't know, the tricks are just amazing. They're super fun to pull off and not that difficult after a little bit of time sink. Obviously, I only had a week learning this run, so once again, it really is just a little bit of time sink. Second rating, obviously, is what I talked about previously, the accessibility of the game. I'm going to give Mario 64 a 10 out of 10 for that. Like, you can find so many video tutorials. Obviously, I use Drogi as an example, but I did see a lot of other things, like the log star I learned how to do from, well, quotation marks learned. I did learn how to do the trick, it's just really hard. I learned that from Lunar. He has a video out on that. I don't remember his full name, but I know I called him Lunar when I watched his video. But yeah, I also know that in the Mario 64 community, there are a lot of people who will just talk to you and help you. So even if you don't learn well from video guides, people will just tell you how to do things. Like, it's a super nice and chill community. And honestly, I think it's pretty much the best community you can ask for if you actually want to learn how to run something. So I'm going to give it a 10. And lastly, this one is a little bit more personal than the other two, but I want to talk about how fun the run is, because a run being fun is definitely a factor in these kinds of games. If you like movement, you're gonna love this game. I personally adore movement in games. Like, I wouldn't be able to speedrun something like Pokemon, for instance, because you really don't move in that game. Like, I could speedrun Pokemon, I'm just not gonna have that much fun in it. Like, my fun rating will not be very high for a Pokemon speedrun. But yeah, like I was saying before, the tricks are super fun to do. Everything just makes you feel cool. The movement is insane. How fast you can go sometimes, it's just so awesome in every single way. I really am going to give the fun, I think, a 10, actually, which I know it just sounds so biased, but it is, so fuck you. This is a game that I could see myself continuing to run, even after this week is up. Like, I'm sure that I've done many more runs since I recorded this, because it really is just one of the most fun speed games that I've ever played. But that being said, I think that is going to do it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I want to do more stuff like this. Let me know if like I missed anything or didn't go in depth enough in certain areas, and that you guys would like to see me go more in depth in a future game, because I am going to be doing these speedrun for a week videos a lot more. I think the next game I'm going to be doing actually is Mario Sunshine. It might be Dark Souls. Don't hold me on that. I don't know. It's really up to whatever my Discord wants, or what you guys comment down below and tell me you want. So let me know what games you'd like to see me speedrun for a week in the future. And remember, you don't have to be a world record contender to speedrun a game. It's all about the fun. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.